Nice. Thanks everyone for being here. I think Sharon said everything what needed to be said. Most important thing. It's actually the first time I'm pitching in person. It's very funny because I've been pitching mostly online, so this feels a bit weird, although it should be the normal. But yeah, let's start. We're Troop. Martin is one of my co-founders, black shirt there. And we want to help people invest better together. So the problem that we've encountered is that there's an influencer or a community leader, let's say Jesse, for example. He posts crypto videos with different strategies to invest. And every month he asks his community, what other projects should I invest in? What are some strategies that I should look into? And let's say Conan, this guy, comes in and tells him about Sphere Finance. Don't invest there, by the way, it went downhill. But and the community likes what this guy says. And 1 month later, we see that Jesse posted a video that he invested in this product, and he had he has a big community, so he earns a lot of money from his YouTube views. And Conan, of course, is happy that he's seen his idea play out in Jesse's video, but he doesn't get much more. So something that we found is that crypto community members want to collaborate in their investment strategies. Investing in crypto is very social. Everyone wants to share their ideas and discuss them. This is very healthy because it can avoid you from investing in a shitty product. And there are some problems that we encounter with different people that are in part of these groups. So the community leader wants to share their investment ideas and compensate active members. But even if the idea comes from within the community, the influencer has the entire responsibility and feels that, okay, if this goes south, then I will go south too. So additionally, they could get in legal trouble for financial advice. Then we have the active members who don't feel compensated, as we've seen, like Conan didn't feel compensated for sharing his investment idea. And there are no collaborative tools that facilitate this. And we have retail investors. I guess many of us fall in that category. We just want to see what's out there, what are some good ideas, and don't have a lot of input ourselves, but we want to invest and profit from the people who know. And especially if it's a group of people who are collaborating, that can be a big opportunity for us. So we came up with Troop, where communities gather to make better investment decisions and reward profitable contributions. How it works is, let's say Jesse, the community leader, creates a portfolio. The portfolio thing can be anything. It can be around this influencer. It can also be about a specific industry, or let's say a Discord group. It can be anything really. And a collaborative portfolio is created. And then, let's say the initiator shares this idea with his followers or with his community, and the community decides what the allocation of the portfolio will be. So they engage in voting and sharing the investment ideas within a DAO. And then with this, they can rank up. And when they rank up, based on the reputation of the ideas that they share or they vote for, then they can get higher rewards. We do this, we will develop in-house an on-chain reputation system that tracks this on-chain, so it's very quantitative and objective instead of qualitative. What we see now, a lot of influencers have a lot of followers, but their advice or like what they share, it's actually shit. And then for retail investors, we have what we call a crowd advisor, where you can get investment advice from a crowd of people who have knowledge and then invest directly into this token, let's say. So indeed, how we do this is by creating a single token that represents all the different assets that can be cryptocurrencies or DeFi strategies, and they are represented in a single token that people can buy. And the governance of the token, so the allocation of the portfolio, can be managed through DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization, where everyone has voting power. And as I said, the rewards and reputation system is something we're going to develop in-house. Yeah, well, in terms of traction, we've partnered with Enzyme, a big on-chain asset manager. We've talked with a couple of pilot customers and some influencers who have validated our idea. They were really in favor of it. Now we're talking to them, showing them that this can be valuable because the responsibility can be shared instead of all the problem with Luna and like all this shit that's been happening the last few weeks. Doesn't fall in them, but it can be distributed in the community and actually keep it from happening. And yeah, in our business model, we want to eventually become completely decentralized, but at the beginning we'll be centralized, and we will take a transaction fee to grow the platform, but eventually this transaction fee will become something that will be shared as rewards within the entire community, basically. And our vision is really to become the platform where communities invest together. So it will be, we want to be the hub for collaborative investment in Web3. We're part of a team. It's me, Nico. Then we have Martin sitting there, and sitting somewhere in Belgium we have Marnik. And yeah, we came together through Blockchain Founders Group. That's an incubation program. It's fully remote, but it's in Germany, and they're supporting us, let's say investing in us. And yeah, that's what Troop is. Thanks everyone for listening. Now, please roast me. Give me some questions. Really, like any feedback is welcome. As Sharon said, I think this is a good platform with knowledgeable people to get feedback and also questions. So
yeah, I have a question. So it's so you said like these key, let's call them key opinion leaders that create their own, what I would call maybe indexes, right? They make their own indexes, and then so the reward system is based on. This is what I'm not quite sure yet. So the influencer is the one who decides the index, or the person? Because you've said that if you come up with proposals as a member, you get rewarded. So where does the influencer step in, or the opinion leader? What's
yeah. So basically, indeed, it works like an index, and the community leader, let's say, is the initiator. So someone has to make the first allocation of the portfolio, and then once this first allocation has happened, then everyone around the community can, once they invest in, they can vote and propose different alternatives.
Sorry, we're not an index, we're more of a mirror pool, so we're mirroring them. So we're not pulling our funds together. We're allowing you still to have the autonomy that you can withdraw at any time. And it's, so you can offer strategies. It's not just the holding of the portfolio, it's the structure. Are you, whatever DeFi strategies are available, do you want staking in that? So we're giving them the options of that. So there's a full scale strategies.
And I've got one more follow-up question to that, which is, in order to govern each of these pools of tokens, will every influencer have their own governance token?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, they will be independent. So
independent.
Yes.
Okay.
We look at not creating one
big ecosystem. Okay.
So what Enzyme does is basically they tokenize portfolios. So they bring different assets, and we will use this, most probably this token as the governance for the DAO. Yeah.
Question. So for some time I was looking into eToro influencing the copy trading is how they call it, and I was planning to invest a bit, but then I started hesitating because I could see that the leaders were changing, like permuting from year to year. So sometimes someone was just very good 2 years in a row, and then all of a sudden making big losses just because they were more like investing more risky ways. So like just in terms of SWOT analysis, don't you have that like concern that it might be that like your influencers will have like creating unstable profits because they are not professionals?
Super good question. I mean, it's been researched that in the short term, especially, it's not very sustainable to have an actively managed strategy. It's better to have a passive strategy. But this research is mainly done with single investors or like single asset managers. And this is also a problem that we want to tackle. We want to figure out a way to make this more sustainable by having constant input from the community, because you as an investor of this eToro, you can give input as well with your voting. Let's say if the initial investor would want to change things, you would have a voice there and say, no, we're changing the strategy too much. I'm not comfortable with that. I can vote against it, and hopefully more people will vote against it and keep the same strategy as it was before, which could be still profitable. Does that answer your question?
Well, and I have one more. So,
Please.
Last one.
today, everyone is the financial, like personal finance expert. People started educating themselves in that respect, especially in the Corona times. I think people started browsing more. Now everyone has a strategy. So I was just curious, because I would also like to challenge myself. If I enter a platform like this, I would probably be tempted to join one of these communities who actually are on the influencer side. And actually, what is your prediction for the ratio of users that would like to act as an investor versus those who would like to become influencers? Because at the end of the day, everyone would like to profit double, right? So that's a question I have.
Indeed, that's actually something we will encourage a lot for actually investors to become asset managers or become initiators themselves, because I mean this is great for everyone, right? Like you have more strategies to choose from as an investor, as a person who wants to start making more research. Like you actually can profit from your research and maybe your own strategy, and yeah, I mean. That you're creating your own doesn't mean that you don't have exposure to the previous one. If you ask me personally, I would probably have my own, but also have in my portfolio some allocations of people that I follow that I think are interesting. So that's more or less the idea.
Last thing, what do you need, guys, like help or from the audience or in general, something it's top priority for you that we maybe can help you?
Right now we're looking for pilot customers. I mean, we're still building the product, so we're looking for investment communities or even like groups of friends who like have a WhatsApp group or something to chat about investments. Also influencers, like really any type of community that we can collaborate with to make this product a little bit tailored to that. Do you know anybody or yeah?
Actually, can I just talk on what you just asked?
Yes.
Actually, it's funny because I was also thinking about when you think of NFT communities, there's a lot of communities on Discord where I could definitely see you, using it as a beachhead market, like trying to get them on board. So definitely check that.
Nice, thanks. Yeah, if you have some names, I'll approach you later.
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
you have some names. Thanks. Can we have one more?
Yeah.
Can I still ask a question?
Yes.
First of all, I really like the way you're pitching. For first time, it's really great. Good job.
Thanks.
But I had a question about, being in crypto since 2016 and having experienced quite a few pump and dumps. I was actually wondering, will you require your influencers to, for example, have a diversified portfolio, or will it only be able to invest in, or maybe someone decides to invest in one project and then everyone in the community will also invest in that one project? How will you prevent pump and dumps? How will you protect the users from pump and dumps?
Yeah, so I think there are two questions here, like the diversification part. Our initial idea was actually to create some sort of index funds to encourage more diversified investments. And yeah, we thought this is also a cool way to encourage diversification because we have many people contributing. So everyone wants to put their own ideas out there. That means diversification in a way as well. And the other question is about the pump and dump. If I need, this is actually also like a bear trap for influencers who want to do that because the reputation will be on chain. So we will do this through non-transferable NFTs. So if an influencer decides to make a pump and dump, his reputation will go super low. We're thinking even of punishment mechanisms as well to punish these kind of things. And and they will keep this NFT that's non-transferable in their wallet. So if they will want to go to another project, everyone will see that he made a pump and dump.
There's also what we see as the power of the hive mind to kind of counteract that. If you following somebody who's single community, you're facing more risk. Obviously, you never show the community, but if you can see the interactions that are already happening in the community, the voting, openness, and there is value in that. It is a concern, and it's crypto, it's all about ways.
Thanks, bro.